ask you a few questions before the game. Is there any nerves at all in the stomach, Mr. Brosman?
Yeah.
And how do you think Maclean will play today? Are you expecting a big game from anybody in particular?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Brosman. Mr. Simmons, just like to ask you for a couple of minutes of your time, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's sure, Grant.
I'd just like to ask you, you expecting a very big game from your behalf today, or?
Graham, I think it'll be a very tough physical game out there today. I can't see any soft play on either part from either side. I think it's going to be a very physical game, and I think a lot will revolve around how the referee sees that physical play.
Yes, very knowledgeable words from the Mr. Simmons. Could I have a scoreline prediction, please, mate?
I'm afraid that's pretty hard to say, Graham. You shouldn't expect people to predict the outcomes of games, especially around grand final time, because grand finals are them kind of games, mate, that you never know what's going to happen.
Yes, well, fully understood from my side. Thank you very much for your time. To Claire, could I have a couple of minutes of your time and just ask you a few questions on today's game, please? Well, from general knowledge, there's people been saying that there's a lot of pressure on you today to perform because, you know, you are the leading goal scorer for the Bobcats, and can you come up with the goods today in your opinion?
That's right.
Yes, well, it's good to see confidence in a player. How do you think the game will start in the first 10 minutes? A very physical affair, or just...
Very pussy affair will be.
Right, could you predict the scoreline at all, if that's not asking too much from you?
2-0.
2-0 to...
Who do you think?
2-0 to the Maclean Bobcats. Thank you very much, Robbie. Mr. Newbold, just coming off 3 or 4 days of very serious illness.
Very serious. One beer during the week.
Oh, that is serious.
Bit of a blow to the system, really.
Do you expect to get through a full game today and put in your usual 110% effort?
We'll just see how it goes, Courtney.
Yeah, and how do you think the first 10 minutes of the game will unfold? A very physical affair, or...?
Very physical, Courtney. Very, very physical.
Okay, thank you very much, Richard, for your kind words, and best of luck on today. Mr. Johnson, I've just received some good news that my dear friend Mr. Henrikson's friends in the Hummel Sports Company have just wished you the best of luck on today's affair. Could you add any more words to that?
No comment. Thank you.
And anything else would you like to add?
No, not really.
Very, very quiet, this Scott Johnson. All thoughts about today's game. Asking too much of you. Could I have 2 minutes of your time to answer a couple of questions? Well, how do you expect your ankle to hold up today? Is it 100% yet, or do you still expect a little bit of trouble from it?
Well, I think half the team's playing with injuries, but at a grand final, you play with no pain. You're just going to run to your drop. Simple. That's what the rest of the guys will do. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, well, very knowledgeable words. Can you predict an outcome by half-time? How do you think the scoreline will be at half-time?
I think it'll either be even scoreline or we'll be up by 1.
Yes, well, and the full-time score, what is your opinion?
Don't care as long as we're in front of them.
Yeah, well, that's very good words from Cole Stevens. And on behalf of the Bobcats, I'd just like to wish you the best of luck, and I hope everything goes well today. Nick Corner, quietly confident. Cats, I'd just like to wish you the best of luck, and I hope everything goes well today. Nick Corner, quietly confident about today's game. The press has been said there's a lot of pressure on you today to perform with especially your long throws. What is your opinion on the matter?
Well, throw it and see what happens.
Yeah, well, that's about all you could really expect to do. And are you carrying any injuries into the game at all, or are you going in 100%? 100%. All right. Are you feeling any nerves at all, or is it just like...
Keep your pants out in there, Courtney, so... Mr. Gravy Boat, I should say, so that should answer any question for you.
Yeah, well, from what Tony's just said, it is a very nervous affair. Roy, after missing last year's grand final through travel commitments, are you looking forward to playing today, or is it a very nervous affair?
Oh, certainly very nervous, Graham, but I'm very much looking forward to it. I felt a bit left out from last year. I heard the result when I was travelling overseas, and it's just good to be in another one this year, yeah.
And any injuries at all, or are you going into the game 100% fit?
Oh, my only injury is old age, but there's not much you can do about that. But I'm 100% fit, and I'm ready to give 100% today.
Yeah, well, that's very good, Brian. Could you predict an half-time scoreline by any chance?
Oh, I would say 1 or 2 in our favour.
Okay, and any more words to add before you play?
Oh, I just hope that the team clicks together and we get it on top in the first 15 minutes. If we can do that, I think we'll have the game.
Okay, Brian, thanks very much for your time. Brian, after playing in last year's grand final and being runners-up, obviously you want to reverse that result this year. What can go on this year to beat Ballina and come up trumps?
We just got to keep it on the ground, Cordy LeBroy. We'll kick their ass, mate. We're all fired up. We're there. We're going to kick ass.
And can you predict a full-time scoreline?
3-0 our way.
3-0 Maclean's way. Thank you very much, Brian. I wish you the best of luck. Character on the game we're just about to play today. Could you add some very knowledgeable words on how Maclean are going to play? And they're obviously
fucking washed up.
They're obviously going to win, but could you predict a scoreline at all?
I think 2-0 to Maclean.
2-0 to Maclean. And who do you think will be the standout players in today's game at all?
Mainly the midfield. I think if they can get the ball on the ground and the work done, they'll beat Ballina for sure. Richard Newbold in the backs, keep him hit him hard, and Robbie Clare and Simo and Murdo up front, they'll put him away for sure.
And any other words to add before we leave?
Drop Scott Johnson.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying, but it's a grand final, so anything can happen. Thank you very much, Mr. Burgess, for your kind comment.